Hey everybody, and welcome back to All the Things Harry Potter. I'm Nate, and again, I'm hanging out with my beautiful wife, Jade.
Hey.
And we're about to get into Chapter 10, Halloween.
Ooh.
I really like this chapter. Halloween is usually synonymous with wizards and witches, and they kind of put a little different spin on it in this book, I think.
More live animals in the Great Hall, though. So that's fun.
Right. We get more miraculous animals that can't poop flying above our food. Wonderful.
So that's super entertaining.
Yeah.
Enjoy. It's good to see you guys again.
Good to see you guys too. Hasn't been that long.
No, it was just a couple days.
Couple days.
We got together this weekend, and we sang karaoke. Me and Chantel, another friend of ours.
Our good friend Kelly, who we love.
I told Nate I would never do that.
I still can't believe that I watched you do it with my own two eyes. For years, you have said there's no way I'm ever going to do karaoke. And all of a sudden, there you girls were with the book. And I was like, are you kidding me? It's really happening?
Things you do for your friends. That's all I have to say.
She showed you the video I got, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll get posted someday. We'll see. I don't know.
It's not so bad that you can't post it. It was a little unnerving and nauseating, and the alcohol helped.
It's dark and far away. I like that about it.
Exactly.
It was a fun night.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm glad we're back together, though, because I'm excited to talk about this chapter. It was a really good one. Chapter 10.
I listened to it like 3 times today. I'm not going to lie.
It's a good one.
It is. I really enjoy it. And it kind of, not that the story hasn't been going, but it kind of gets it going a little more. It's a little action-packed.
It's like an iconic scene. When our son asked us what chapter we were going to do tonight, asked me, and I told him we were doing the Halloween chapter. I asked him if he remembered. He's like, yeah, that's when the monster thing shows up. And there's candy. So, it starts off, and Malfoy's surprised that the boys are still there. Because he was for sure that they were going to get caught.
Because he's a narc.
He's a fucking narc. And they're discussing the package, which is, 2-inch long little package.
Yes, they're still curious about what is under that door that the 3-headed dog...
That fluffy little puppy.
...is guarding. Not so little...
According to Hagrid, the thing is harmless. I want to know, did they, promise to not say anything? Because Neville wants just nothing to do with it. And he's had such a bad run. If somebody was like, dude, what happened? He'd be like, there's a giant-ass dog. Fuck this place. I'm out. He doesn't care about secrets. Hermione is all about the rules. Who knows if she would run off and tell somebody? They're not exactly besties here.
No, and I don't think they, made a pact. They didn't
There was no
vow,
time.
Silence or anything. But I think they all equally know that if they say something, they're going to be in trouble, and they might as well just keep it to themselves, because they were where they shouldn't have been, at a time they shouldn't have been there, or, best not to speak about it.
I guess that's coming from, I just wouldn't trust Neville. Personally, myself, with any sort of secret. Bad shit just happens to that kid. If anybody's going to talk, it's going to be Neville.
So then, 6 large owls bring Harry his broom at breakfast. The broom comes with the note that says that he can't open it, and explains that all the other kids are going to want it. And I have questions. Because first of all, it literally says that everybody turns their face and watches the owls come in, because it creates a fucking spectacle when it's delivering this fucking broom.
Right.
There's obviously a different way for them to have delivered this broom, because magic, first of all. The teachers live there. I'm sure that there's a way to have a package delivered to your room and not to the middle of the Great Hall at breakfast time. Plus, when Harry gets on the broom, in front of everybody, they're going to want it anyways. Like, what is that really accomplishing at all?
That was kind of my thoughts, too. Room service, like just plop it on his bed and let him find it at night.
The Muggle world can figure this stuff out. I feel like they could figure it out.
That's a good point. The whole reason they don't want him to open it is to not draw attention, and they deliver it in front of the whole school. I'm with you on that.
There's got to be different magical tracking on those fucking owls. They could send them different places.
What if, alternately, she was like, don't open this, don't show this to people? Because on the note it says from McG, Professor McGonagall, she's the one sending the broom to him.
Okay, which leads to my second point. Who the fuck bought him a Nimbus 2000? The school?
She did.
She just, out of her personal funds, gave Harry, who, by the way, at this point, is a very wealthy fucking student, a Nimbus 2000 just because he can fly good. There are so many other fucking students that, like, the Weasley twins, who have been on the team for for a few years at this point, and they're poor as fuck. Maybe they deserve some nice brooms, McGonagall, if you're going to be just handing them out to any fucking kid.
The Seeker is one of the most important players of the game, considering he has to be the fastest.
Okay, but the kid has money.
And the most nimble.
I mean, I see your point. I do. I'm just saying, if you're going to be giving out charitable things to students at your school, you don't start with the trust fund kids.
That's a good point.
I didn't think of him that way.
Yeah, he kind of is. He's got a pretty sizely bank account. Like, he's not hurting for money.
No.
And he's getting the free stuff.
That's probably why she didn't want anyone to draw attention to it, because she didn't want to be called out for being a shit.
That's so a good point. I never thought of him with, like, that way. Oh, I have new eyes about Harry Potter now. He is so a trust fund kid. He's got money. He's a rich kid, and he didn't even know it.
I mean, he didn't grow up that way, but at this point...
He has the access to the funds now.
Yeah.
That's a really good point, Jade. You get a point for that, I say.
Thanks.
But I want to get down to the real problem at hand here. The owl knocked the bacon off of the table. Fuck that owl. That's all I wanted to say. Stupid fucking owl.
Dirty ass little fucking claws.
It is. It's chaos when they come. Yeah. There's no real order. There's still birds dropping shit at the end of the day. It's magical and all that, but it's kind of fucking scary.
Ill-planned.
Yeah.
Malfoy tries to fuck with him.
Fucking Malfoy.
And it doesn't fucking work. Flitwick doesn't give a shit. He's like literally beaming at Harry.
In your face, Malfoy. That's all I gotta say. In your frickin' face.
I was kind of surprised that Malfoy gave the broom back right away. Because Crabbe and Goyle stopped him, then Malfoy grabbed it from him. And he was like, that's a broom. And then he gave it back. The last couple of times Malfoy's grabbed stuff, he's done something with it. Tossed it, or hidden it, or made it hard for the person to get it back. This time he doesn't. He felt a little bit of a slap on the hand, I think.
And maybe a little tinge of respect, like, in the way that you as a guitar player, if someone you hated got a guitar in the mail, and you grabbed it from them and you saw it was a guitar, you wouldn't chuck it at the ground, because you'd be like, it's a fucking guitar.
Right, I can see that. He might not know that it's a Nimbus. Well, no, he does know, because Ron is like, fuck you, Malfoy, it's a Nimbus, bitch!
And calls him out for only having a Comet 260. Not in the same league.
Malfoy goes for the fucking throat, and he's like, dude, you can't even afford a handle. What are you trash-talking my broom for?
He was pretty savage.
That was fucking brutal, man.
My 12-year-old would call him out and be like, that's savage.
Saving up twig by twig.
Malfoy goes for the throat.
Yeah. All of the children this chapter are way more quick-witted than I would have been at this point, for sure.
I had another question about the broom. It might be a stupid question, but I feel like it has to be asked. This broom is special. It's highly regarded. It's probably pretty expensive. Does it clean any better?
I think their brooms are like our motorcycles.
I think there's separate brooms for cleaning.
Okay, I get that. like a motorcycle. This is my special. It's a vehicle. We were saying it's like a car. It's not just a tool to clean your house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Visually from the book, not that they described like a regular broom, but my assumption on it, like reading it, was that it was like a very different style and like it didn't look like just like a broom.
The new
stick.
hippie style.
Hey, if you think about it, like we have different brooms upstairs. This was set like, I'm gonna look it up. Hold on. Second Harry Potter book was set in 1992. The first one was set in 1991. So this all happened.
This is early 90s here, folks.
Yeah. So they definitely have like all the same things we have. Well, maybe not all of them, but you know, similar.
There's no Roomba.
They aren't sweeping with sticks at this point, I don't think.
Okay.
Unless the Wizarding World is way behind, because apparently they don't use electricity, so I don't fucking know. I might be way off on that. Maybe they do sweep with sticks. They'd be dumb if they did, though, because they could totally buy a better broom.
Yeah, that's true. These are probably specially made, like wands, to do a specific thing, and you can't just grab a Swiffer from Meyer and fucking fly with it.
Right.
I bet I could if I was a wizard.
Well, fuck, maybe you can.
Hermione obviously left breakfast just to bitch at the guys, because she just comes stomping up the stairs like, is that a reward for being naughty? And they're just like, thought you weren't talking to us. As much as I love Hermione, and you can understand a little bit why she's so nasty, I just really love when they shut her down.
It's pretty comical, and at the same time, it's hard because you can tell that she just wants a friend and she's trying to, like, make them her friends, but she sucks at it so bad.
Maybe in the beginning she was. At this point, she's just nitpicking them. I can't blame the boys at this point for being like, why do we want to talk to you? You're literally just nagging us every time we talk to you. Like, she just came up those steps. She wasn't like, hey, Harry, did you get a broom? She was like, oh, is that a reward for disobeying? It's not Harry's fault he got a broom.
No.
So if Hermione's going to be mad at anybody, she should really be mad at McGee. Be mad at the teachers. They bent the rules, not Harry. And I had never read a description of a broom that made me want a broom. Because it's a broom. She describes it very nicely, though, because I want a Nimbus 2000 now.
I don't know. I'm going to disagree with you there. Halloween Town, that movie, the magic rooms that you ride on. It's a kids' movie.
The brooms were neon. They were sweet.
They were your basic dollar store brooms, just dyed cool colors. But still, that was the first good magic things back when I could remember. Aside from David Copperfield trying not to kill himself on stage.
I watched Hocus Pocus, and they rode on various things, like
Vacuum cleaner.
a vacuum cleaner and a mop. So
a mop and a broom.
Which would you have chosen had you had the opportunity? Would you have gone old school, broom, mop? Would you upgrade to the
Gotta see it,
vacuum?
watch it.
I was thinking mop because
Still similar to the broom.
yeah, and the vacuum cleaner looked like it was a lot.
I felt like I had a better little like stand there, like some Hoover suction power going on. I don't know. I thought it'd be kind of top notch, a little fancy.
I never thought about suction.
You can just whip the hose out, pick up stuff as you go. Anywho,
I don't know. I liked the gold writing on the broom.
it seemed very pretty in the description. It really did. Which is probably not what he was thinking as he's looking at it. He was not like, ooh, pretty broom like me, but I think he equally was excited.
It was described in a pretty way. I thought it was pretty.
So, Harry meets Wood on the field after flying around for a few minutes. Wood wants to show Harry the balls he's going to be playing with during the Quidditch match. So there's going to be 3 different types of balls. You have a quaffle, a bludger, and a golden snitch. There's 7 players on each team, 3 chasers. The chasers go after the quaffle and try and score 10 points each time they get the ball through the golden circles. The beaters keep the bludgers away